Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishu Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I've got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Don't believe me? Check it out for yourself. Let's get it.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the majority of times they'll either take the or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give what nobody think about it. You're not gonna force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that gonna have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're gonna be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I wanna be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a f. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for a boy. At what point can I force a woman to go get a? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a f. I really don't.
Oh, shit. Yo, man, this man right here is a walking red flag. This is the male equivalent of a woman with 5 kids by 5 different men. More red flags in a Chinese parade. You see this, you're supposed to make an about face and run the other way. But unfortunately, women love red flags.
Women.
You know, this video is really interesting because usually, like, I'll talk about like baby mamas and single mothers from a woman's perspective who's struggling hard, working long nights by herself, strong and independent, but struggling to keep up with bills and taking care of those children. And she's blaming the man and these men are trash. But now we're looking at this from the male's perspective, the male who was involved in creating that disaster. They're equally responsible for that situation. 2 things he said that I think we really need to pay attention to. And guys, we're about to really go kind of deep right now. He said, I do take accountability in admitting that I played a role in creating those kids. He says, I just don't give a F. I don't care. Now what? Okay, cool. And then you might be thinking, well, why would modern women, why would those 7 baby mamas hear that, see that type of energy and decide, you know what? Us and me anyways. I'm going to have your children. Well, the truth is, and believe me when I tell you this, that's not what he's telling these women when he meets them, right? He's not telling them, listen, I'm going to leave you struggling. You're going to be a single mother by the time I'm done with you. Nah, man, he's spitting game. He's selling them a dream. And once they realize what's going on, they're attached, it's too late. And you may be thinking that's horrible. Well, when you don't care, and like he said, when you're the type of person who doesn't give an F, you don't mind doing that. Now, the question is, well, how can we protect women from these type of men? That's not the right question, because it doesn't matter what this guy tells you. You still should be able to look at that man's fruits. The Bible talks about, like, how do you recognize who somebody is? You look at the fruits of their life. What have they produced around them? This man right here, and I'm preaching right now. This man right here, maybe you could have said, the first baby mama could have looked and said, you know what? I kind of believe you. You do love me. Let's have these kids. Maybe you could have said the second baby mama didn't know any better, but the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, no. This right here is willful ignorance. And again, this guy right here is a walking flag. He is part of the problem. And what's the problem? Well, we live in a generation where this is the type of man that most women are attracted to. And right now I'm going to move it into the black community. I remember doing a video a while back of a black woman who confessed. She said, you know, the most attractive men are the pookies. Those are the most attractive men are in the hood. It's the guys. But the problem is they come with several baby mamas. They come with criminal records, etc. But women confess that these are the men they find the most attractive because, in her words, they're the most masculine. But what is true masculinity at the end of the day? Because what some of those women refer to as masculine is usually a man who possesses some masculine qualities, but you know, it's like those pseudo masculine qualities, which in the end lead you towards destruction. It looks like masculinity, but it lacks responsibility. At the end of the day, how masculine are you really when you're creating children? You haven't sat down and realized and actually cranked down the numbers. This man is over $2 million in debt. Cost over $300K to raise a child today, from the time it's born to the time it graduates college. Already 7 times $300K. The number's actually a little bit higher. No matter how you slice it, this man is over $1 million in debt for sure. That's how he's starting out his life. Whoa.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
But he doesn't give an F. So you're not going to convince a man like this to do any better. Guys, I'm heading somewhere with this. Not only are you millions of dollars in debt to the state, to those kids, to that woman, but you're probably going to get put away. You're probably going to jail. In this country, if you don't pay child support, you go to jail. A lot of people don't know that. So I want you to imagine this. You're millions of dollars in debt and you are in jail, all because you didn't want to wrap it up. You're at the mercy of other grown men telling you when you can go to the bathroom, where you need to stay, the state garnishing your wages. You live in a terrible life. But hey, unfortunately, the problem is there are women out here, a lot of them, who would look at this and say, I would rather reproduce with this man than I would, let's say, the non-famous version of Michael B. Jordan, because that guy's corny. And he drinks too much coffee.
No, I'll have a tea, actually.
Right? I don't really like coffee. I like this other dude. He's exciting. In the past, you would have a mother and a father in a household, and they would have a daughter. And when that daughter was of age and she was ready to get married, she would start dating, courting, whatever. And when she decided to get serious with the guy, and I mean serious as in they plan to get married, they plan to procreate, etc. Before she allowed herself to get pregnant, she would prioritize marriage first. And what would that look like? That would look like those two families meeting. And the father would be involved in that situation. He would be involved in that process of vetting out the man. And I'm talking about the father of that daughter. Will be involved in the process of vetting out that man to see if he's a good candidate for his daughter to marry. What things would he look for? Well, he would want his daughter not to struggle, not to live in poverty, which I think 2/3 or 1/3, something around there. You can post the real data down below, but 1/3 for sure. Here I found it says nearly 30% of single parents live in poverty, while just 6% of married couples fit the same statistic. So if you're going to be a single mother today, 30% of you are going to be in poverty. But that father would want to assure that his daughter's not going to be with an irresponsible man who just doesn't give an F. He doesn't give an F. He's trying to avoid his daughter ending up with a guy like this. And so he would want to see proof that this man can take care of himself, has a job that he can provide for his family. And he wants to see proof that he's been doing that on a long enough, consistent basis that he could say, okay, cool. And then he wants to see that young man has a father in his life and the family is healthy, etc. And then they would bless that union. But now we're in a generation where women biologically, they're still searching for that same thing. They're looking for the highest value male which they can attract. They're looking for a man who can give them protection and resources, right? At the most basic level. And instead of having a father now to vet that for you from the man who might be your potential father of your children, you now have men who can game the system by mouthpiece, by basically getting in your ear and telling you that they're going to be somebody. That's what it really is. Like, game is convincing a woman of your value. I am better than that other man. We will be better off together. You're assuring her that you are the better candidate, the better choice. And you're selling her that dream. And that's how a lot of guys today bypass the system is, you're using game to prove to her. And a lot of guys say, hey, if I just get this job together, if I just do this, I'm working on myself, I'm doing this. And woman's hopeful and she loves the story of building up a man and being on his side and rooting for him, but you're gaming up the system. The problem is a lot of guys realize that and they know that they're gaming these women up and lying to them, and the women are falling for it, which is why, again, daughters have always had male figures, fathers in the home to help them vet. Because if he's a responsible man, he knows what it looks like to be a man who truly has resources. He wants to see those things. He wants to see the job. He wants to see that, okay, this guy's good. Okay, he's got a good head on his shoulder. But most of the time, people are just getting gamed up by these women. That's how this shit is happening. Even more important reason why, as a woman today, if you're going through this life with your own intuition, and if you're raising up a daughter, you want to be part of that vetting process. If you're a woman, you need the man to step outside who you respect, because he can see a man who has a good head on his shoulders. And if you're a guy today, you know that you can use that to your advantage to bust cheeks. That's just what it is. And some of you may say, oh, that's evil. Why would you do that? You know why? Because after hearing what I just said, they say, I don't give an F. I'm going to follow my heart. I know what's best for me. I don't need anybody telling me what to do. So you get used up by the streets. And that's that. As always, we're going to check out some of these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here says, why did this sound like the beginning of a Maury show with the laughing emojis? Another person here says, the funny thing is number 8 out there ready to believe he won't do her like that even after she's told like the last 7. Yeah, these women are delusional. Once you have sex with the woman, at that point her mind's gone, bro. They'll believe anything. Next comment says, bra says he ain't want him. Her body, her choice, his life, his choice. No difference. Another comment here says, imagine how the kids feel. Wow. I blame the mothers too. Because if a man tell me he has 3, 4, or 5 kids by different women, I'm running away. As you should. But that's not all women. That's not all women. Another comment here says, the sad part is I bet if it wasn't a financial issue, he would be in all 7 of those kids' lives. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there are a lot of men out here who really don't care. Just like there are a lot of women out here who really don't care. There's a lot of men out here who really don't care. If he doesn't want those kids and she had those kids, there's that conversation too. If a man tells you he's not going to take care of your kid and he doesn't want kids and you decide to keep it, you've got to be crazy. You can't be upset at that man at that point, especially a man who you've seen over and over again not take care of his children. Another comment here says, do the women in your family speak to you? Somebody responded back to that and said, literally just asked, where is his mama? No, where is his father? Why are you guys asking about the women? This is the problem, guys, right here. Next, another woman here added, some were celebrating for every man that feels this way. There's an unhealed mom hyping him because she got done wrong. Another comment from another woman says, just don't pop up when one of them make it to the league. Somebody else here said in response to that, or on his sick bed. Next, this the one. Another person says, I came here to see this because the way God works, one of them is going to be the only match and they're going to want nothing to do with him. Yeah. A lot of these women who are bitter towards this man, they are in the same predicament one of his baby mamas is in. They want to see these men suffer. But you can't be strong and independent, don't need a man's guidance. I can do this by myself. End up in situations where you're the number 5 and be bitter. No, you wanted this. You don't need help. In the end, it's almost like they are a perfect match. Guys, watch out. And to women, watch out for red flags. Just take them in, see them for what they are. Run fast, not slow. And don't think, gentlemen, you can be out here without having sexual discipline and you're somehow not going to suffer the consequences. Everybody pays. Universe and God works in mysterious ways. We all get to drink coffee in the end. As always, I appreciate you for checking out another episode of the Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.